any Power Rangers either. Pretty trippy. As for me, I never doubted you.
Television crossovers have a unique way of immersing audiences when different show universes collide, often resulting in standout episodes that leave a lasting impression. From unexpected pairings like Supernatural and Scooby-Doo, to iconic characters visiting unfamiliar territory.
Dean? What just... Ah! You're a cartoon!
The small screen has treated viewers to a diverse range of crossover moments. In this video, we will dive deep into some of the most surprising and creative TV crossovers that you might not have known existed. Let's begin already, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
I can't believe it, but I think they're...
It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Yeah!
Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The unusual but rather awesome crossover event between the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers occurred during the third and fourth episodes of Power Rangers in Space in February 1998. These episodes introduced the Ninja Turtles from the 1997 series Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation into the Power Rangers universe. The Turtles made a brief appearance at the conclusion of Save Our Ship, the third episode, and took center stage in the entirety of the fourth episode, titled Shell Shocked. In this unique storyline, Astronema, the antagonist, uses her powers to manipulate a parallel team of youthful heroes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, with the intention of using them to vanquish the Space Rangers. Astronema tricked the Rangers into allowing the Turtles aboard the Astro Megaship, enabling Astronema to commandeer it for her own purposes. However, things do not go as planned, when an electric storm engulfs the Megaship, causing the Turtles to break free from Astronema's control, and they expel her from the ship. The Power Rangers quickly join forces with the Turtles to confront the threat, and eventually decide to return the Turtles to their home in New York. Interestingly, this crossover firmly establishes the Ninja Turtles, specifically those from the Next Mutation, as an integral part of the Power Rangers canon. Thus, while the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers safeguard Angel Grove, the Ninja Turtles are the defenders of New York. But that's not all. The crossover's impact extended beyond the television screen. In 2019, a 5-issue comic series featuring a crossover between TMNT and Power Rangers was released, which further strengthened the connection between the two franchises. In this comic, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers embark on an adventure to New York, where they form an alliance with the Ninja Turtles, reinforcing the notion of their coexistence in this shared universe.
I'm stupid. Shut up and drive, do you understand?
Breaking Bad and The X-Files. Bryan Cranston, renowned for his iconic role in Breaking Bad, also made a notable guest appearance in a single episode of The X-Files, a contribution that played a pivotal role in shaping the show's trajectory. Despite the apparent dissimilarity between the two shows, a creative thread joins the two, as Breaking Bad's showrunner cut his teeth as a writer during the formative days of The X-Files. Central to this link is the presence of a fictional car rental enterprise named Laureate Rent-A-Car, a commonality shared by both Breaking Bad and The X-Files. This subtle yet significant thread weaves the fabric of these shows into a cohesive universe, extending beyond a mere crossover event. Okay, maybe that was too much of clothing analogies. Anyway, in an episode from The X-Files' 6th season titled Drive, Cranston's portrayal of the irritable and cantankerous Patrick Crump seems quite similar in personality to Cranston's character in Breaking Bad. This character's struggles and eventual demise generate an unexpected well of sympathy from both Agent Mulder and the audience. The idea of a multifaceted antagonist, someone viewers could empathize with, took root during this episode's development. Cranston's performance served as a catalyst for Gilligan's vision of a complex protagonist, endowed with traits often reserved specifically for antagonists. This seed of inspiration lay dormant until Breaking Bad's director Vince Gilligan, more than a year later, spotted Cranston in for a promotional for Malcolm in the Middle. The memory of Cranston's portrayal in The X-Files resurfaced, leading Gilligan to cast him as Walter White.
Oh, one more thing. The house is haunted.
Haunted?
Supernatural crossover with Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Natural was the 16th episode of the 13th season of the otherworldly drama series Supernatural. This unique episode, because of its animated nature in a live-action series, was authored by Jim Krieg and Jeremy Adams, and was directed by Robert Singer in live-action and Spike Brandt in animation. The episode begins in a typical Supernatural fashion, setting off a sentient plush dinosaur that wreaks havoc in a pawn shop, only to be quelled by the Winchesters, Sam and Dean. In a display of gratitude, the store's owner gives Dean a complimentary television set. As the brothers explore their new gift, they realize that the TV is cursed. Of course it is. And in a not-so-unexpected twist of fate, they get transported into the animated realm of Dean's beloved classic.
A night of fright is no delight.
A Night of Fright is No Delight, an episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
What? That's the episode we're in. I've seen it like a million times.
The events draw Castiel into the animated universe as well. However, in a startling revelation, the Winchesters realize that a genuine, malevolent specter has started a spree of actual murders. The unexpected convergence of the Winchesters and the iconic Scooby Gang culminates in a marriage of convenience to thwart the supernatural menace. Through collaborative efforts, the two distinct groups devise a strategy to contain the spectral villain. To their astonishment, the ghost is revealed to be a tormented young boy, caged in the schemes of an avaricious real estate developer in the real world. The boy's spectral assistance proves instrumental in deceiving the Scooby Gang into believing that a human culprit masqueraded as the ghostly presence. Ultimately, the storyline takes an interesting turn as the Winchesters and Castiel return to the real world. Their collective endeavors lay the ghostly spirit to rest and lead to the apprehension of the criminal on charges of tax evasion. Importantly, Castiel acquires a fruit from the Tree of Life, bringing the Winchesters closer to their overarching objective of breaching a portal to the ominous apocalypse world.
You do?
Yeah, it's got a great view of the river. And you can see that guy watching TV in his underwear.
The Boy Meets World Sabrina the Teenage Witch crossover. Now this happened in the Halloween episode of the 5th season titled The Witches of Pembroke. The story begins with Jack becoming romantically involved with Millie, who may or may not have been an evil witch, or at least that's what Eric believed. While the authenticity of Millie's magical abilities was kept in the dark, the episode's final few moments did hint at the existence of magic and witches. By the end, we meet Eric's new girlfriend, portrayed by Melissa Joan Hart, as none other than Sabrina, the titular enchantress from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You could choose to discard this cameo as a light-hearted joke and something seemingly detached from the show's overarching storyline, but that changes in the subsequent episode. No Guts, No Corey. Here, Sabrina's talkative feline companion Salem prowls the corridors of John Adams High School, just going about his day, and eavesdropping on conversation between Corey and Topanga. Triggered by their musings on the World War II era during the Pearl Harbor anniversary, Salem leverages the latent potential of a time-traveling object, referred to as a time ball, previously ingested in Inagata Sabrina. This propels the Boy Meets World ensemble back in time to December 7th, 1941. However, Sabrina and Salem virtually vanish after their little stint here. That should seem okay, given that they were here for a crossover event, but the way Sabrina's departure happened seemed a bit rough.
NYPD, I need to commandeer this vehicle.
It's a crossover. It's a crossover SUV, and you can't.
The Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl crossover. Both Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl are nothing short of iconic, and when they converged, the result was an eagerly anticipated crossover, a fitting amalgamation of two beloved shows. When the crossover episodes aired, both shows were being aired on Fox. New Girl was in its later seasons, having started its run in 2011, 2 years prior to the debut of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The geographical distinction between the two shows, one situated on the East Coast and the other on the West Coast, necessitated a creative approach to unite them effectively. This narrative logistic was taken care of by sending New Girl Schmidt to a high school reunion in New York, which was very convenient. This two-part crossover was aired as a part of both shows, with the first half as a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode, and the subsequent part playing out as a New Girl episode. This format allowed viewers to watch the crossover back-to-back without having to wait for another day, since Nine-Nine and New Girl used to air one after another. Zooey Deschanel's Jessica Day is the sole character from New Girl to appear in both segments of the crossover. The crossover's inception occurs within the Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode titled The Night Shift, which was part of Season 4. In a somewhat whimsical manner, Jake Peralta crosses paths with Jess, prompting her to actually say, "It's a crossover." But of course, it was not in reference to the crossover event, but the SUV she was driving. As far as the story is concerned, Jake's in pursuit of a criminal, while Jess is concerned about Schmidt's mother's car. The New Girl segment of the crossover was aired as Season 6, Episode 4, titled Homecoming. The X-Files and Cops crossover. Now, The X-Files Season 7 was probably the last great season of the show, and that's kind of why we had an episode titled X-Cops that brought together this show and Cops. Here, FBI agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully explore the truly labyrinthine streets of Los Angeles while in pursuit of an alleged monster. However, the chase was unique. because their every move was meticulously chronicled by the lens of the Cops TV show camera crew. Interestingly enough, this blends reality TV artistry with the paranormal world of a scripted show. This audacious narrative choice obviously demanded a heavy transformation in production and post-production methodologies, but the X-Files team handled it pretty well. Writer Vince Gilligan would go on ride-alongs with the LA County Sheriff's Department to understand how things worked, so that he could write a comprehensive and realistic story for the episode. Director Michael Watkins managed to get real sheriff's deputies as extras, which further elevated the authenticity. Instead of the traditional film, they used videotape for the shoot, and the camera was held by a cop's camera operator. But the show's writers had a bigger problem than logistics. It was to show how Mulder and Scully, the iconic protagonists, would react to the omnipresent gaze of a camera crew. For Mulder, the camera symbolizes a platform to validate the existence of supernatural phenomena, serving as an instrument of vindication. Conversely, Scully's response was tinged with a mixture of embarrassment and exasperation, as she viewed the camera as an unwelcome spotlight. The reactions of Mulder and Scully to the probing cops' cameras also broke the fourth wall as they integrated with the camera.
Who do you think you are?
Your worst nightmare.
The Goldbergs and A Nightmare on Elm Street crossover. The Goldbergs had a surprise appearance from horror icon Freddy Krueger of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Elm Street fans just couldn't keep their calm. Hoping that this would not be Englund's last appearance as the iconic dream killer, Adam watches the horror film and rightly gets scared. In fact, his overprotective mother Beverly also has a dream in which she encounters Freddy Krueger, who chases her through her cornfield and her own home. This interaction between Beverly and Mr. Knifey Hands is laced with humor, but doesn't lack horror. Englund's stint in the Goldbergs has reignited speculation among other horror enthusiasts about the potential for his return to the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. However, Englund himself has cited age-related considerations and the physical demands of the role as factors that might stop his return as Freddy Krueger.
That explains why Sarah dug up the skull.
Bones and Sleepy Hollow crossover. The crossover between Bones and Sleepy Hollow started with Brennan and Bruce's discovery of the decapitated remains of General William Howe, a figure from Ichabod's Revolutionary War era. Ichabod and Abby came to Washington, D.C. to join forces with the Jeffersonian team and investigate the enigmatic reappearance of Howe's corpse. Their pursuit brought up rumors surrounding Howe's skull, believed to possess the power to resurrect individuals from the dead. The investigation took a curious turn when a young medical student, driven by the desire to explore the afterlife, engaged in a sequence of extraordinary actions. Using the presumed magic of Howe's skull, she planned her own resurrection after temporarily stopping her heart. However, her actions led to unintended consequences, as her attempt to replicate the experience with a boyfriend resulted in a tragic outcome. He became violent and ended her life. The crossover's second installment also had a supernatural twist, as Pandora intervened, reanimating Howe's remains and catalyzing his transformation into a zombie. This resurrected figure assembled a redcoat zombie army, causing chaos and endangering Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, what have we got here?
Supernatural and Legends of Tomorrow. The crossover event between the television series Legends of Tomorrow and Supernatural had a distinct departure from conventional storytelling. As part of the CW's Arrowverse, known for its imaginative narratives, Legends of Tomorrow does stand out with its unconventional approach to time travel and historical reimagining. Concurrently, Supernatural, a long-running series spanning 25 seasons, has showcased a penchant for whimsical scenarios, ranging from existing within a televised reality to animated adventures with Scooby-Doo. Unlike typical crossovers, the interaction between Legends of Tomorrow and Supernatural occurs as characters from the former show find themselves on the set of Supernatural. The episode titled Zare Not Zare has Sarah Lance, Constantine, and Charlie with Baby, Dean Winchester's beloved Chevy Impala from Supernatural. During this episode, the characters were on a mission in British Columbia, seeking a fragment of the loom. Unexpected challenges arise, lending intrigue to the storyline. While the crossover episode has some iconic elements from Supernatural, the main cast of the latter series, including Jared Padalecki, Jensen Ackles, and Misha Collins, were absent due to their engagement in concluding the final episodes of Supernatural. If you've reached this point in the video, I'm sure you love crossover content. Marvelous Videos has done plenty of videos on topics like unmade crossover movies, Alien and Predator crossovers, and even the likes of G.I. Joe and Transformers. But of course, there's much more to explore here. I'll leave a few links in the description. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.